Well, last weekend we wrapped up our series, How Joyful People Think, based on this verse in Philippians 4, verse 8. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. And today I wanted you to meet a friend of mine who I think practices this very well. Mike Mulkey is a TLC attender. He wrote a book, Surfing in Heaven. He's a longtime old school surfer, and unlike some grumpy watermen I might know, this guy always seems to see God and beauty everywhere. And I caught up with Mike the other day, and I thought you'd like to see part of what he told me.
If you just take the planet Earth, 2/3 of it's surrounded by this ocean. And when I get in that ocean, I feel closer to God. And not just the water. You've got sea life, you've got, the clouds, you've got the sun. But I will tell you, as I became a Christian, I appreciated the ocean in a completely different way. And I can sit there and just contemplate the creation that God gave us through this ocean. I was paddling out of Steamer Lane one time. Anyone that surfed at Steamer Lane knows that the paddle out is very critical. You launch right near the surfer statue and you try and time it so there aren't sets coming in. And as I was paddling out, a set came in. And what you don't want is to get caught inside because it's rocky. And as I was paddling, coming up on the lip of a wave, very early morning, sun just rising to the east, a dolphin shot straight out of the wave. And you had to be there, but as I was just cresting this wave, worried for my life, and seeing that dolphin who was now riding that wave, and that just told me, thank you, God. I mean, that was an experience not to forget, and it reminded me of what He's given us with that ocean, and surfing just brings you into that environment. Get in it. That's all I can say. It's so easy for us to, let this dictate what we're doing or what we're looking at. But if you get yourself into that environment, it could be walking on the beach, it could be paddleboarding, which I know you enjoy. Don't be passive, get involved. A couple of years ago, another specific example that reminds me of what you were just saying. My son and I were out at Pleasure Point. It was very crowded at Pleasure Point. You could have 50, 75, 80 surfers in the water at one time, and it's easy to get kind of uptight when a wave comes and a little angst of where you're going to go and who's going to take the wave. We were in at sunset, and as I was sitting there, I suddenly realized I was focused on all the wrong things. And I started to watch the clouds just off to the horizon were starting to turn pink. And I started to notice the color of the water was changing, because when the sun's up high, the water is blue because the sky's blue. But as the sun goes down, it kind of turned this kind of opaque, kind of dark purple. And I noticed off to the distance a sea otter, again, on its back, cracking open a meal. And I, within my own little space, got into an environment where I saw creation, and it just became beautiful. And I decided, for just a little bit, I'm not going to catch a wave. I'm just going to sit here and enjoy that sun as it goes down, the clouds changing, the water moving. It was just lovely.
Man, I love that. For a few minutes today, stop surfing, metaphorically speaking, and just sit and enjoy God and His gifts all around you. That's how joyful people think.